Did you see this? Todd Monken finally spoke up about Derrick Henry's fumbles, and what he said could completely change how we look at the Ravens' start to the season. 3 fumbles in 3 games. A lot of people started to worry, but is it really a problem? Monken broke his silence and shared his perspective, and honestly, what he said might surprise a lot of people. Will Henry bounce back and start dominating again? Stick around until the end, because I'm going to walk you through every detail, no fluff, and show you why the coordinator is so confident, even with these stumbles. When Derrick Henry let the ball slip away for the 3rd time in 3 games, a lot of fans freaked out. But Todd Monken, the Ravens offensive coordinator, put things into perspective. For him, there's no reason to panic or think the running back has a serious problem. These fumbles, according to Monken, are accidents, not a sign of a downward trend. He sees Henry as someone who knows exactly what he's doing and who's still going to shine on the field. Monken made it clear that small mistakes were always expected at some point. Stuff happens, could sum up his message. He doesn't see these turnovers as a flaw in Henry's character or skill, but rather as situations that can be corrected. For the OC, the key is not to overreact to mistakes and keep trusting the work Henry has been building over the years. What's really interesting is that Monken doesn't blame anyone. He doesn't turn the fumbles into team drama or suggest any radical changes to the offense. On the contrary, he shows full confidence in the process and in how the players handle these situations. Even with small setbacks, the team's mindset stays focused on bouncing back and maintaining consistent performance. This calm approach also sends an important message. The Ravens won't let a few individual mistakes define the whole narrative of the team. Henry is still seen as a central piece of the offense, and Monken is betting that he'll continue to be decisive in the upcoming games. The coach's confidence spreads to the team and to everyone watching from the outside, reinforcing the idea that these slips won't take anyone down. And it's this trust in the player that leads us to the next point. Todd Monken doesn't see Henry just as an explosive runner, but as a conscientious professional who knows exactly what he needs to do to improve. It's about how his discipline and commitment make a difference, even after a few mistakes on the field. Todd Monken doesn't just talk numbers and plays. He talks about mindset. To him, Derrick Henry is the kind of player who takes everything seriously. Every practice, every play, every little detail of the offense gets his full attention. This dedication is what allowed him to become one of the most dominant running backs in the NFL. And even with a few fumbles, Monken emphasizes that Henry isn't someone who relaxes or underestimates the situation. The coordinator highlighted that this awareness makes all the difference on the field. Henry not only understands the importance of the game, but also takes responsibility for his mistakes and works to fix them. He doesn't wait for a coach to be next to him pointing out every detail. He takes initiative. And it's this very attitude that Monken values, and that keeps the offense running, even in the most critical moments. Henry's conscientiousness also affects the rest of the team. Players see his effort and discipline, and that sets a standard for the offense. Monken believes having leaders like this on the field helps the team stay focused, even when things don't go according to plan. This mindset is one of the reasons the Ravens remain confident, even after a rocky start to the season. This confidence in Henry's professionalism sets up the next point. He doesn't need constant oversight because he already works on fixing his own mistakes. And it's precisely this independence that Monken points to as part of Henry's success and the Ravens' offensive strength. One of the biggest points Todd Monken made is that Derrick Henry doesn't wait for anyone to tell him to correct his mistakes. The fumbles? He watches them, reflects, and trains to improve. Monken makes it clear that the running back is proactive and responsible, someone who owns every detail of his game. This kind of attitude is rare and valuable because it ensures small issues don't turn into damaging patterns of team. Monken explains that Henry's independence doesn't reduce the coach's role. It strengthens the team. While the OC focuses on strategic adjustments, Henry handles personal execution and consistency. And it's exactly this division of responsibilities that keeps the Ravens' offense sharp, even when facing adversity. Monken trusts that Henry will bounce back quickly from each fumble because he doesn't sit back when mistakes happen. On top of that, Monken points out that Henry's dedication goes beyond the field. He trains outside team practice hours, reviews film, works on specific moves, and constantly looks for ways to minimize risk. This quiet commitment is what sustains the success of such a key offensive piece. When you think about it, it's easy to understand why Monken stays so calm. He knows Henry is always one step ahead, even when the ball hits the ground. And this mindset directly connects to the confidence Monken has in the whole team, showing that the Ravens' offense doesn't rely on luck. It relies on professionalism and discipline from every player.
All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video, but before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube keep showing you my content so I can keep bringing you the best news about the Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free and it really helps. Thanks. Now let's get back to it.
Todd Monken doesn't just talk about Henry. He talks about the entire Ravens offense. To him, every player has a responsibility, and everyone is constantly being guided. What makes the difference is the team's ability to adjust and stay focused, even after minor setbacks. Henry is just one example of professionalism that runs through the entire squad. The coordinator emphasizes that confidence in the team is key. He knows that any player can have an isolated mistake, but when everyone is committed and understands their role, those moments don't bring the team down. This mindset keeps the Ravens competitive, even after a shaky start to the season. Monken also makes it clear that even with the fumbles, there's no need for panic. There's confidence that Henry will bounce back and that the necessary adjustments are already being made. This calm and clear-headed approach creates an environment where players can focus on execution without carrying the heavy weight of every single mistake. This collective confidence leads to the next point. Monken sends a message of calm in the face of errors, showing that the Ravens trust their players to stay consistent and strong, even when the road gets tough. Perhaps the most important thing Todd Monken said is how he approaches problems. Even with 3 fumbles in 3 games, he doesn't turn it into drama. On the contrary, he projects a sense of calm and control, making it clear that the team is ready to handle these setbacks. This mindset is essential to maintaining the team's mental balance. Monken knows that high-level football is made up of details, and small mistakes happen to every player. What sets a competitive team apart is the ability to react, learn, and keep playing confidently. By staying calm, he ensures the focus remains on executing plays and overall performance, rather than dwelling on isolated errors. This confidence doesn't just apply to Henry. It extends to all players. Monken stresses that the Ravens have enough talent and leadership to overcome challenges, and small stumbles won't define the season's narrative. He shows that the path to success is built on discipline, professionalism, and focus, not panic over every fumble. And it's this mindset that reinforces Derrick Henry's central role in the team. Even when things don't go perfectly, the coordinator's confidence in the running back and the offense keeps the team ready for big challenges. The message is clear. Mistakes happen, but performance, dedication, and the right mindset will determine how far the Ravens go this season. At the end of the day, Todd Monken made one thing very clear. Derrick Henry's fumbles are not the end of the world. He fully trusts the King's professionalism, his ability to correct himself, and the strength of the entire Ravens offense. The start of the season may have been rocky, but the message is simple. Mistakes happen, but talent, discipline, and focus can overcome any slip-up. And it makes you think, if Henry returns to his peak level and the team keeps trusting in collective execution, the Ravens still have what it takes to compete at the highest level this season. Every play matters, every detail counts, and the future could be very promising if this mindset stays strong. So here's the question to keep in mind. Do you believe Derrick Henry can overcome these setbacks and lead the Ravens back to victory? The coming weeks will be intense, decisive, and will truly test the team's strength like never before.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about the world of football and want to learn more about the Ravens' legacy, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who is also a Baltimore Ravens fan and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one was handpicked just for you, and the other is a recommendation from YouTube itself.